Welcome to the Consistent 24, where we turn habits into success and talents into profits. Let's get started.
All right, so are you ready to shake things up? We're diving into the $100 startup this time around.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You guys shared some super interesting takeaways from Chris Guillebeau's book, and it's clear that you're really intrigued by these stories of ordinary people building extraordinary businesses pretty much from nothing. And that's what we're going to unpack today. How they did it, and more importantly, how you can apply those principles even if you don't have, thousands of dollars just sitting around.
Exactly. And I think what's so fascinating about the $100 startup is how relevant it still is, with the whole rise of remote work and so many people reevaluating their careers.
It's like the perfect time to be your own boss, right?
Absolutely.
So let's dive right into this $100 startup model, because Guillebeau, he's not hung up on those, big flashy tech ventures that require tons of cash up front.
Right.
He's all about these micro businesses, often solopreneurs who just take that leap with minimal investment, proving that you don't need to empty your bank account to chase your dream.
Yeah, and it's so empowering because it really is about taking action, not getting stuck in that planning phase forever.
Totally.
Just starting and then learning and adapting as you go along.
It's like that saying, start before you're ready.
Exactly.
And speaking of starting, Michael's story in the book is a great example of that. Remember the guy who got laid off from his corporate job? But instead of freaking out, he saw an opportunity in this random truckload of closeout mattresses he found. Talk about a lucky break.
Well, and that's what's so smart about it. He saw this gap in the market.
Yeah.
The mattresses were dirt cheap.
Right.
And he knew people would pay more for them. So he started selling her on Craigslist, and boom.
Genius.
He turned a setback into this whole business.
See, sometimes those unexpected detours lead to the most incredible destinations.
Totally.
But okay, let's shift gears a bit and talk about finding your niche, because that's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Guillebeau introduces this magic formula in the book.
Yeah.
And it's basically passion, skill plus usableness equals success. Right. So figure out what you're good at, what people will pay for, and bam,
There you go.
you've got yourself a business.
It's so true. It's about finding that sweet spot where your passions and skills
Exactly.
actually meet a real need in the market. But it's not enough to just be passionate.
Right.
You've got to figure out how to make it relevant to other people, how it's valuable to them.
Yeah,
Like
or solve a problem for them.
Exactly. Solve a problem. And a great example is Jaden, the steamy kitchen entrepreneur.
Oh, yeah, I loved her story.
She took her love of cooking, specifically Asian cuisine, and combined it with this desire to help families connect over healthy home-cooked meals.
And created a six-figure business. It just shows that following your passions can lead to, both personal fulfillment and a pretty awesome paycheck.
Absolutely.
But hold on. As much as we love a good passion project, the $100 startup makes it clear that you need more than just enthusiasm. You need a solid strategy.
Oh, you're totally right. You can't just sell something because you love it.
Right.
You got to sell something that other people are going to love.
Exactly.
Something that they find valuable. You've got to know your audience, their needs, and position what you're offering as the answer to their problems, even if they don't realize that's what they need yet.
I love that. It's like you're a detective uncovering these hidden needs.
Yes.
It reminds me of Gary the travel hacker from the book.
Oh, yeah.
He figured out how to turn his passion for finding amazing travel deals into a way to help others experience luxury travel without going broke. And he built a whole side hustle out of it.
Which is brilliant because he identified a real pain point. People had the miles, but not the time or the know-how to use them.
Exactly.
He bridged that gap between passion and what the market actually needed.
So smart.
Yeah.
It all comes down to solving a problem, right?
Yep.
But it's not enough to just have the solution.
Right.
You've got to make people actually want it. That's where crafting an irresistible offer comes in.
Exactly.
Guillebeau's next big point.
And that's huge.
It's not just about selling a product or a service. You're offering a solution to a problem that your ideal customer really cares about.
Yes, and to make that offer irresistible, you've got to figure out what people truly value.
So we're talking those emotional benefits. It's a feel-good factor, not just a list of features.
Exactly. You've got to understand what your audience really wants, what they're dreaming of. Like that yoga studio owner in the book. He offered this end-of-year membership deal.
Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't just about the yoga classes. It was this whole package of a healthier, happier lifestyle. Perfectly timed to resonate with all those New Year's resolutions.
So smart. Or how about that $20,000 travel fellowship aimed at recent grads? I mean,
Right.
talk about an irresistible offer. Who wouldn't want to travel the world for 8 months fully funded?
Exactly. It's like they're offering a dream come true.
Totally, but coming up with a killer offer is only half the battle, right?
Yeah.
You got to launch it with impact.
Yeah, you need a grand opening like a Hollywood premiere.
Exactly. Guillebeau says a successful launch is all about building anticipation, making the value crystal clear, and leaving people wanting more.
It's all about storytelling and creating FOMO. That fear of missing out.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Remember that example in the book, the fire sale launch for that digital product bundle?
Yes.
They made it limited time only to really get people moving. And the bundle itself was such a steal.
And they made a killing, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. They brought in a ton of revenue really quickly.
It shows you that a well-executed launch can make all the difference.
Totally. But it doesn't end there.
No way.
Yeah,
What happens after that initial launch is crucial.
exactly. Guillebeau talks about the importance of continuous improvement, what he calls tweaking.
Okay.
You're constantly learning from what's working and what's not and adapting as you go.
So turning those first-time buyers into loyal fans.
Exactly, yeah.
Exploring upsells, cross-sells, referral programs, all that good stuff.
It's about building relationships and exceeding expectations.
Like Nev, the snowboard instructor in the book.
Oh, yeah. What a story.
He didn't just teach people how to snowboard. He built a community around it.
Right.
He offered extra resources, formed partnerships, and basically went above and beyond.
He turned his passion into a global phenomenon.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Now that's thinking big. And speaking of expanding the $100 startup, also dives into this idea of franchising yourself.
Interesting.
Have you ever thought about taking your business to that next level?
Definitely. It's about scaling your impact and income right. Whether it's reaching more people with what you already offer or branching out into new markets with new ideas.
So we're talking collaborations, maybe delegating tasks, or even creating separate but related businesses.
Yeah, exactly. It's about leveraging your success to do more.
It's like what Natalie the Raw Foods Witch did.
Oh, yes. I loved her story.
She realized she could apply her skills and passions to more than just her food business. She was tech savvy too, so she launched a second business that perfectly complemented her existing clients.
Such a smart move.
Yeah,
A perfect example of diversifying your income streams.
absolutely. It's really amazing to see how these entrepreneurs, they're not just building businesses,
Right.
They're building legacies. And that actually reminds me of another important point Guillebeau makes. It's about weaving a deeper purpose into your business.
Absolutely. It's not just about the money. It's about making a real difference in the world.
Exactly. And the cool thing is that focus on impact, it often leads to even greater profits.
It's true. When you're genuinely trying to make things better for others, the financial rewards tend to follow.
It's like that whole idea of doing well by doing good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the book mentions this couple who started a wine import business.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
They specifically wanted to support Black vineyard owners in South Africa.
Such a cool concept.
Yeah, they saw a way to combine their passion for entrepreneurship with their commitment to social justice.
And it really resonated with people.
It did. It's a win-win for everyone involved.
Totally. And sometimes that entrepreneurial spark, it hits even when you're already comfortable in a stable job.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like Scott in the book, he decided to team up with his friend Gary and launch a travel discount service in Alaska.
I love that story.
It just shows that entrepreneurship isn't a one-size-fits-all thing, right?
Definitely.
It's about recognizing an opportunity, even if it means stepping outside your comfort zone.
Exactly.
And even though their business started slow, they were determined to showcase the beauty of Alaska and offer incredible customer service.
And that dedication paid off in the end.
It goes to show that perseverance and playing the long game, it really does matter, especially when you're building something from scratch.
Absolutely. It's a marathon, not a sprint, for sure.
Exactly. And, we've talked a lot about adapting along the way.
Yeah.
Remember Jen and Omar? They started that map-making business.
Oh, yeah. I love their story.
They started small, but they really listened to their customers.
That's so important.
They were constantly refining their offerings and their processes.
Embrace that mindset of continuous learning and improvement.
Which is key because sometimes you don't have all the answers right away.
Totally. And it's not always about those huge leaps forward. Sometimes it's about celebrating those small victories along the way.
Oh, absolutely. Like that feeling of making your first sale.
Exactly. Remember Nick, the photographer? He was over the moon about selling his first print for $50.
It's those little wins that keep you going.
They give you validation and motivation to keep pushing forward.
And as we've seen from the $100 startup,
Yeah.
growth is an ongoing journey. Guillebeau encourages exploring all sorts of avenues like upsells, cross-sells.
Referral programs, new markets, the possibilities are endless.
It's like he says, franchise yourself, find those innovative ways to replicate and expand on what's already working.
Exactly like Nev, the snowboard instructor. He went from in-person lessons to online courses. He even translated his content for a global audience. Talk about thinking big.
It's incredible what you can achieve when you put your mind to it.
Absolutely. And Natalie, she's another great example.
The raw foods witch.
Yes. She used her tech skills to launch a whole new business,
Smart.
reaching a new market while still serving her existing clients.
So it's about recognizing that your skills and passions can often be applied in multiple ways.
Exactly. You don't have to limit yourself to just one path.
And as we wrap up this deep dive, I think the biggest takeaway from the $100 startup is to silence those inner doubts.
Oh, yeah.
Ignore the naysayers and just trust your gut.
Take that leap of faith.
Exactly like that couple who almost gave up on their interior design business because of financial struggles.
They almost let fear win.
But they didn't.
They persevered, and now they're living proof that you can overcome anything with enough determination.
So as Guillebeau says, the path to entrepreneurial freedom is a marathon, not a sprint.
It's a journey.
There will be challenges and setbacks, but by embracing the principles we've talked about today,
Taking action, providing value, continuously learning.
you can create a business that not only fulfills your passions, but also makes a positive impact on the world.
And remember, it all starts with that first step.
So true.
What's one small action you can take today to move closer to your dream?
That's the question right there.
Thanks for tuning in to The Consistent 24. If you found value, subscribe and leave a review. Remember to check the synopsis for more free ways to unlock your potential and build profits. The Consistent 24, just listen to learn.